gross commission. Then our financial years run a little bit differently. Ours go from 1st of April to 31st of March. Then the next year, financial year, I went to 1.3 million gross commission.
Wow, that's a huge jump. What do you attribute that to? So what do you think is what are the things that you think gave you that jump, gave you that leap in the business?
In all honesty, as I keep telling people, it's not rocket science, just consistency. I have a database where if anyone goes into my database, they've got to have a reminder, they've got to have a track. I have systems set up for all of that. Like I was new to Christchurch, didn't know anyone, and I look at where I've got to now, and it's just repeat business. I'm getting referrals. I contact, like you talked about contacting. People, when I list with them, I'll say you'll be sick of hearing from me. You know, text straight away after the open home, then ring them with numbers, vendor meetings. They're fully informed all the way through. And it's not from me, it's from one of my staff members as well. After sales, 6 weeks after moving in, I ring them and just say, hey, how are you settling in to get your magazine subscription? So that's a good tip for you guys. I give a 6-month magazine subscription when the house settles. So every month when that comes in, it reminds them of me.
Sure.
So they can't get away from me. 6 months later, I send an automated email out to them saying, hey, wow, it's been 6 months. You know, how's your move going? And that's to vendors and buyers. A lot of people don't work with their buyers, but I do. And then a year later, I ring and sing happy anniversary, send them a voucher, and an email letter as well.
Yeah, that's interesting. So I think, you know, the biggest thing here to recognise is the contact after the business has been done, because that's what we tend to do as real estate agents. After we've done the business with them and we have we've listed, we've sold, we've gone through that process and settlement occurs, well, that's it, they never hear from us again. So I think it's a huge thing, because that's where our referral business comes from, and also your future business, you're future proofing your business by staying in contact with your current database. These are the clients that you've currently got.
Yeah. And when you go unconditional, guys, it's the happiest time. Your vendors and your purchasers are. They think you're absolutely brilliant. That's the time you give a bottle of bubbles and you ask for a reference. And you keep those references.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you're referred to a little bit in the Mike Hero environment as the listing machine. Tell us, how many listings are you holding at the moment, first of all?
I think it's 30 to 32 at the moment.
30 to 32?
Yeah. April, I listed the most houses I've ever listed. Before, I listed 30 in April.
So that's one a day?
Yeah, one day I did 10 in that day. And then so then it's sort of been about 2
Yeah, I reckon. You guys deserve it, doesn't it? I mean, 10 listings in one day.
Do you guys not do that? So the listing machine name came about from, I don't know if you guys have heard of Robin Banks. He's a motivational speaker, not a real estate agent. And when he heard how many houses I listed, he called me the lean, mean listing machine. I said, I don't know about the lean, mean, but I'm definitely a listing machine. So it's sort of come about from that, but and that's why I'm getting number plates with I list on it. Yeah, I list. Yeah. It's my strength. I just list houses, like, yeah.
What do you think contributes to that? Like, I know it's not one thing, because it can't just be one thing. So give us a quick rundown on the things that you attribute to being a listing machine.
Okay. The bottom line is, I think it was Danielle that talked about appraisals. You know, I probably do 4 to 6 appraisals a day.
Yep.
And some of them will only be market stats, some of them will be, but it doesn't matter whether it's a market stat or not, they still hear from me. I've send them out information, and I keep in touch with them every 3 to 6 months. So keeping up with the appraisals, prospecting. I list a lot, so I obviously don't have a lot of time to do prospecting, but I outsource. So I have, I think this is one of the things I was going to allude to, Naomi, is you can't do it without a PA. People say, I can't afford a PA. You can't afford not to have one. Now, when I started with the PA after 2 months, and in hindsight, I wish I had have started with a PA. So my PA at the time, I think it was $15, $16. But when I employed them, the PAs had to prospect for me. So they would make calls, they would set appraisals for me. They were never speaking about real estate, but they were doing it. And I told them that I also gave them a 10% referral if they did get it for me. But I told them that if that didn't happen, they wouldn't get paid. Of course I would pay them, but that was part of the process of taking them on to do it. So if you turn it around and look at it that way and say, hey, I need to be doing dollar productive information, I think that's what Amy was saying as well.
Yeah. So employing a PA, because I know you employed the PA, as you said, very, very early. Give the attendees a rundown of some of the jobs that your PAs do.
My PAs, the database that we use, so I use a iPad app for my open home, so the information goes straight into there. I put the feedback in, they do the vendor reports, they answer the phones. As I say, every day I have a dashboard of tasks that need doing, so they need to complete those, send out stats, anniversary letters. I use a call centre, so they input them. One of the things I believe in is if you have any contact with anyone, they should always receive a card from you, so they do that. We have that all set up. So I always send, well, the PA, sorry, when I say we always send a card saying, hey, great talking to you today, let me know if you ever need anything. And I also send a magnetic shopping list, because everyone has a fridge. So that's part of when I get business back.
So that was a shopping list.
Magnetic shopping list.
I didn't get the accent there.
Oh, sorry.
A magnetic shopping list.
Can you not understand me?
So magnetic.
It's okay, darling.
So I suppose one of the key aspects is the follow-up, again, is the follow-up that you do.
Follow-up,
so everybody
follow-up.
you speak to gets a handwritten card saying...
No, it's not handwritten. I'm not that good at that.
Okay.
It's a typed card. It's like an open home card with a picture of me and my name and that, and it's just typed into the card. So it looks professional.
So yeah, and it's just says great. Thanks for talking to me today. Look forward to helping you.
If I can ever help you in the future, let me know.
Yeah.
And even, people hang up on you. Hey, great talking to you.
So you don't do cold calling, but you do calling? Would that be?
I don't do cold calling, but my team do cold calling. So I have lists and stuff like that new salespeople or sales staff can use to cold call. I don't personally do it. No.
Sure. But the team do it.
Yeah.
How big's your farm areas?
Well, we have franchise areas. So I've got 3 offices. So I've got my main office, which I started November 2014. That's in Avonhead area, if anyone knows Christchurch. So that is probably about 3,000, 4,000 people. Then my next office, which is a little bit smaller, still probably about close to 3,000.
So is that people or homes? Like
That's dwellings.
Dwellings, okay.
Yeah, and then the new area that I went into in April, my office there, that's probably a little bit bigger, it's about 5,000, 6,000, sort of like the whole east side of Christchurch.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Interesting, very good. So I suppose give us a couple of tips that you what do you think has been your most successful move in real estate? So finishing off, give us what your most successful move in real estate you think has been. So has that been a prospecting thing? Has that been a PA? Has that been a marketing idea that you've used? What do you think has been?
Okay, to be honest, I think working buyers. Now, I hear the terminology all the time, buyers are liars. I think in a real estate business, there's 2 sides. You have a listing and you have a buying side. And when you're starting out, you don't often have a listing side, so how do you get buyers? So when my staff start with me, they do my open homes and that. And by doing that, they collect the buyers, the appraisals, the listings. So I believe that's probably the biggest thing that sets me apart at the moment is I work my buyers hard. Now I'm saying that I don't physically ring them all up and do all that stuff. I do it at the open homes and I get all the rapport and all that going. Then I have a track, I don't know if you call them tracks, reminders, a set of reminders that go out to them. Thank you for coming through my open home. Was this property suitable for you? If not, and then 2 days later they get something else. So I'm working my buyers even though I'm not working with them.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. That's good.
So buyers.
Beautiful. So buyers, there we go.
Yeah. And in saying that, those that say buyers are liars aren't asking the right questions.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way.
Yeah. So my dear, thank you for coming all the way from New Zealand. I know we've got a few more business things to do with you over the last few days, and yesterday you did a real estate experts interview with Glenn as well to add to your...
Yeah, I was a superstar, Aiken.
Yeah, she's a superstar.
TV, here I come.
TV. There's nothing holding this woman back, let me tell you. So Del, thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much for having me.
So yeah.